Hi, I'm romance author Lori Thorne, and welcome to my weekly writing vlog, Good Time Writing. Today, I want to talk about what I've been preparing for actually months now, but especially this week. I'll be at Barnes & Noble in Asheville. It's my second signing there, and I'm so excited. And for the first time, I'll have these two books in a Barnes & Noble. These were my first two romances that I published. They're both rom-coms, and it's especially pertinent because they are set in Asheville. And I wanted to share this with people to, as I was sharing about the event and encouraging people to come see me and to get some books signed and have a good Barnes & Noble day, right? So I made a TikTok video, and I told them that Crestwood is the city in these books, but it's easy to see for any person who spent a time in Asheville that it is Asheville. Crestwood is Asheville. And it must have been the first time I said it as explicitly. This is not like a secret or something that I've kept hidden. However, it's getting quite a lot of attention. It's having a whole moment, and it's really encouraging, and I can't wait to see you all there. But I think some people in the comments were like, I've never heard of a Crestwood, and it was like a little confusing. Well, Crestwood is a totally made up place. I lived in W&C for a long time. I still am back here now. It got me thinking, why did I do that? Why did I not just call it Asheville? And I have some answers. First of all, I mentioned these were my first two books, and I have this fear of writing historical romance. Like, kudos to you historical romance authors and anyone writing history, okay? Because to me, anxiety, because I want to accurately represent and get everything right, and that really matters to your reader base a lot of times. And I, especially as a new author, was like, I don't live in Asheville currently. I started writing these when I lived in Colorado. So how certain am I that this is the direction from A to B? How confident am I that this place that I loved is still there, or at that location, or in business? And I didn't want to invite, I guess, well, this isn't how it is, or I just didn't want those questions. Blondie is right outside. Hello, Blondie. Sorry. And I still kind of don't. I will say I've gotten more adventurous in my books. My last one that was published, Enchanting Elixirs, is based in Mystic, Connecticut. I have never even set foot in Mystic, Connecticut. It was frankly too perfect of a name for what the book is to be like, I gotta change this name. And I did lots of research. I did look up and saw lots of pictures of Mystic and took virtual tours, and but I was not as attached to making it as perfectly like Mystic as I did want to represent Asheville, which is like the home in my heart. So it's out there now. And that was the number one reason why I did not name it Asheville. It was a pressure relief to not name it Asheville. But yeah, for the record, these two books are in Asheville, and it's just called Crestwood. Now, I do have some Vote Your WIP today. So let's see what you think. You can tell me which is your favorite line from my works in progress lines this week in the comments. Frankie lay on the gas the entire way back home, which in her car meant they went about 5 miles per hour over the speed limit. Mabel nodded instead of letting her harumph face fly. And I know, and did you see his lip ring dimple? Man, the only thing better than a lip ring is the scar one leaves behind. Which is your favorite line? Let me know in the comments, and I will see you next time.